Hello, everybody. This is Wesley from the GDEX Game Expo. This is the GDEX Game Jam. So let me switch over to us as in Tom and myself. Hello, everybody. We're on video. Hey, how's it going? Let us know if you can hear us, see us, and hopefully not smell us. Always like to do a little jab there, but welcome to the 2023 GDEX Game Jam. We're very excited. This is our fourth year doing this. We started this back, Tom and I, with a couple other folks from the GDEX Premier Game Developer Expo, or Gaming Expo. And we started back in 2020 because obviously, like everybody was at home, so we wanted to do something fun. And we've had a blast every year doing this. We had I started at submitting our games on itch.io. So some of you will probably be familiar with that. It's a website where you can do uploads of different games, but also do game jams as well. And then Tom actually was working on a bot called Jamio. So we're showcasing that a little bit, talking about it. It's a Discord bot. So basically, our communication was done in Discord, and our games are uploaded via itch.io. So we're still going to be doing that today. Very excited to do this. Essentially, this is a great way for everybody from around the world to come together and showcase and work on some really great games. So welcome everybody in the YouTube chats. If you are interested in chatting with us, have questions, let us know. I'm trying to keep track of that as close as possible. And so just kind of keep posted there. That's the best way to talk to us. And we'll go ahead and get started. So a little bit about myself. I'm a game developer with Tom over here with a local game studio in Columbus, Ohio, United States. We're a local studio called Multivarious Games. We've also been helping out with the Game Expo every year. It's a great way for our communities from around the world and around the Midwest to get a chance to showcase what they're working on. So we are excited to do this every year. And so my background is in animation, 3D animation specifically, and I've done a lot of game design. So very excited to kind of help share any skill sets with that. If you guys need help throughout the jam, that's kind of my specialty. And yeah, I'll lend myself over to Tom. You can do a little bit introduction on
Cool.
yourself.
Yeah, my name's Tom Allenbaugh. I am a coder by trade, and I have a lot of project management experience. And I've put most of that knowledge and experience into Jamio and running this game jam. And we like to think of it as a casual jam where we still have like a professional bent to it, and we get heavy duty resources to help the jammers out and put them on the best foot to be successful. And so we're hoping for another a repeat of that success this year. So really excited.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that actually is a great segue to talk a bit about what GDEX Game Jam is, because it's a little bit different than some of the other ones you may have done before. And also, if you haven't done one before, again, this Game Jam is meant to be casual, right? So it's meant to be no game development experience. If you definitely have done game development before, we welcome you. It's a great way to kind of showcase that. And we'll be here to kind of help set up teams and help coordinate things. So let's talk a little bit about GDEX Game Jam and what that means. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this over. See everybody sees that. So we're going to start off with GDEX. So GDEX is the Midwest or Premier Midwest Game Expo happening June 22nd through the 25th. So we're at the Greater Columbus Convention Center this year. We have great prizes, which is a little bit of a note to that. If you see these prizes, um, the Nintendo Switch and the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom prize is today is the last day to apply that to that. Essentially, what these do is basically, if you buy a ticket today, you get entered into any of these raffles. They basically are automatically supplied. Anybody that registered on those dates. So this one is the last day is today on the Zelda OLED Switch with the game. Um, and then there's a raffle from today through the 2 weeks before GDEX is the PlayStation 5 God of War bundle. And then if you don't get into any of those, you still get raffled into these prizes with Street Fighter 6 and the new Final Fantasy game. So a great way if you are interested and you're able to make it out to Columbus, Ohio. Um, we'd love to have you. We have tons of talks. We have tons of exhibitors. We have lots of really cool special guests. Like today, we're going to talk about Tim Collings. We have She Says, Alabama Smash. A lot of really cool things. Um, we have a great tournament. So if you're into Smash, if you happen to be there, Saturdays are big Super Smash Brothers Ultimate singles, which has a $2,500 prize pool, um, charity events, all kinds of good stuff. So definitely check it out. Our website is thegdex.com. So we'd love to have you. And yeah, check us out. Let us know. And if you can't make it out, that's no big deal. That's why we kind of do this game jam, is because we still want people to have a fun experience. So the one other thing that we're doing is obviously our game jam, right? So if you click at the top here, you'll see all our information, our landing page for the game jam here. So again, this is our 4th year doing this. This year we are bringing back Jamio, which we didn't have for the last 2 years. We did have it back in 2020, so we're very excited to kind of onboard Jamio. Jamio is very much in a beta phase still, so we're kind of working with that. But it has a lot of features that will make it to where if you want to use this in your own jam, we have multiple different tiers. There's a free community tier, so if you have like up to 20 people and you want to try Jamio out today, you're more than welcome to. We're going to have it in the GDEX Discord, so you'll get a chance to try it out, see if you like it, and have a lot of fun there. So on this page, there's a bit of note. Tim has graciously helped us out being a keynote, so we'll kind of showcase that here in just a little bit. If you don't know Tim Collings, he's part of the Global Game Jam. He's executive director, and he has a lot of wealth of knowledge for game jams in general. And he'll actually be at GDEX this year, so it'll be a lot of fun to kind of talk with him. There's our links above for Itch.io and Discord, so if you ever lose those or need help with that, definitely click on these buttons, which we'll show here in just a sec. If you want to learn more about Jamio, there's the Jamio website, which we'll show here in just a sec as well. And give me 1 second, my cat just jumped on my computer. Say hello.
Ow.
I love him, but he's just like, hey, I'm going to jump on your computer on a live stream. So
That's a
um,
cat thing to do.
yes, it's the only time is to do it when you have tons of people. So that's Merlin. But kind of moving along with this, we have our game jam rules. So there's not really a whole lot. It's just kind of more like just things to keep in mind, like no NDA binding content or not safe for work, those kind of things. So definitely check those things out. But they're nothing really crazy. They just kind of detail like the time frames of when you should submit your work, your game, and then the judging period. Because that's the other thing that's kind of neat is the GDEX Game Jam has a judging period, or as Itch.io says. So if I were to click up here and go to itch.io, it'll tell you that the Game Jam has started and you are open for submissions from the 2nd through the 11th, right? And so what that means is, and I'll put this in the chat channel as well. Oh, stop sharing. Okay. Well, when I go back, I'll show you guys Merlin. He's not going anywhere. But yes, so what we'll do is have a jam period from now through June 11th in a day. So that would be midnight Eastern Standard Time. And so you'll have that entire time to kind of create your game. Now we will be streaming at 6 p.m. on the 11th, so that's a Sunday. But if you need to tweak anything, you can submit all night long. But we request people to try to submit it before 6. That way we can stream it, because what we're going to do is on that last day, we're going to go in and play your games. So Tom and I are going to get together. Actually, not Tom. I'm actually working with somebody else who's going to be there. So I will be playing games along with another a person from Multivarious Games, and have a lot of fun there. So we'll kind of announce that as we get closer. And then from the 12th through the Yeah, I don't have it here, but the 12th through the 15th, we'll have a rating system. And what that will mean is anybody that submits a game on itch.io will be allowed to rate each other's games, even your own. And we've actually coordinated with I think like 10 different game development professionals to help you throughout the event. Tim is one of them as a speaker, but he's actually going to be here to help us judge. But we have tons of different local game professionals helping to give you feedback throughout the event, as well as help to judge your projects as well, your games. So very excited to have them, welcome them. We'll do an announcement of their schedules so you guys know plenty ahead of time, and I'm going to show you like a brief schedule of what that looks like very soon. But just kind of wanted to do a brief overview. If you haven't signed up to this itch.io page, please do. It's going to be important later. If you don't do it today, it's not the end of the world, but try to do it sooner than later. That way you don't forget about it and then are struggling to upload it at the very last minute. So definitely check that out. And then the other thing is just making sure. Let me see. So I'm kind of like jumping through. So once you have joined the Discord, you should see something like this. So you'll join in, you'll start maybe at users joins, and then what you want to do is scroll down to the bottom and the GDEX Game Jam 2023. So this is the GDEX server. So we have a lot of different opportunities for people in GDEX, but this event we're focusing on the GDEX Game Jam sections, the Jam public streams, the Jammer space, and then your teams are going to be below here. So when you first start off, you want to start at the Jam registration, and you'll move through all this information at the top. And once you register, which you'll just type in register into the message down here, it will register you as a jammer, and then you can go through all this information. So to kind of help me out tonight, I'm going to have Tom go over the specifics, and he'll kind of go over some of the commands briefly just to kind of give you guys a little overview. We're going to be helping you throughout this entire event. If you have questions about these commands, or if you have issues, if there's like a bug or something like that, please let us know. Tom's going to be your go-to person to help like coordinate the responses in terms of fixes. I'll also be here to help as well. And so we'll get through a lot of this information throughout the event, and we'll be applying new features if we need to, just to kind of coordinate your best experience. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and send over the stream share to Tom, and Tom will go over some of the mechanics of the Jamio registration bot, Game Jam bot. So if you want
Cool.
to go ahead, Tom, when you're ready, if you want to do a live
Yeah,
stream.
and this is a wonderful time for Jamio to be redeploying too. So
Oh, it
it's a
is.
good. Yeah, but Jamio was forged in the fires of GDEX Game Jam. It was originally not quite done in 2020 when we ran the jam through it, and it's, not quite done right now. But how can my screen sharing? Okay,
Let me
I'll
see.
point out just some things to think about. Sorry, sorry. Give me grab the. Uh, oh, gotta get this going. Sorry.
No, you're good. So to
Uh,
kind of go over this a little bit,
there we go.
and I might you Tom, because I think it might be echoing. Hold on. Yeah, yeah.
Was it? I'll still show it. I just need to make sure this reboot is actually going through okay.
Do you want me to wait?
This phrase. Oh, I found it. There we go. Now it's going. Okay. Now that that's happening, I'm ready.
Okay.
So
We'll
let that
stream in.
we'll let that redeploy while I talk about things.
Okay.
So, and it'll probably be, this will be kind of be the vibe for the first evening. We're planning on letting everybody kind of get in and register and form teams. And then tonight, as soon as it's ready, anybody who's still not on a team, we're going to do a random team assignment for everybody. So um, basically, no hard schedule on when to do that, just sometime in the next couple of hours after we finish kickoff and we kind of like survey the scene and see who's in Discord. And we'll probably get people trickling in and finding the Discord as the jam progresses. So certainly we don't think everybody's in here now. So you'll see in the GDEX Game Jam 2023 section, the jam registration.
Hey
This
Tom,
is, yeah.
I think what you're
I think what
streaming
you're
is
streaming
just
is just
a different
a
screen
different
than what
screen
you're
than
talking
what you're
about.
talking about.
Let me see. Is that better?
Yeah, I see your cursor moving.
Okay, cool. So, all right. So yeah, the jam registration channel is sort of the beating heart of Jamio. It's where all of the events, it's where all the sources of truth for the jam are printed out. It's got instructions at the top. It's got our current registration roster. It shows everybody who's not currently in a team. And then it shows the lists of teams with their various team data. So each team can have a color, an icon, a link for their basically what they're working on, and it'll constantly show everybody's links on this basically public screen. Um, and on top of that, it'll also show closer to the bottom. It'll show lists of jammers who are looking for a team. It'll show a list of teams who are looking for a jammer. These are commands that jammers and teams can do, and they will be in flux over tonight, and the rest of the jam will be basically responding to and improving the service to keep everybody chugging along. But so right now, Jamio is redeploying, so things are in stasis right now. But you can kind of see an example. Um, Somebody jumped in and tried to create a team, but they weren't registered yet. So Jamio told them that they need to stop and register. Then that might have even been a bug because it looks like it went through and created the team for him anyway. The it'll basically, when you do a command, it'll step you through each piece of data that it needs for the command, and you just type at it. So like some of you may be familiar with like application commands in Discord. The bot predated that, so we do plan to support it eventually, but right now we just have special channels where you just talk normally and Jamio will interpret what you want from what you're typing. The most important is obviously register. That gets you in the jam. We will have a phase coming up where I will reintroduce a piece of the system that basically expects everybody to be registered on itch where the actual jam is being held. So once I re-add that, I don't think it'll affect any of the jammers because my plan is to just put that on the admin's plate. So nobody should have to worry about it. But when I add that, the registration command will become slightly more complicated because it'll say, oh, give me your itch username specifically, rather than just right now it just instantly registers you with your Discord username. So
So, so we
so yeah,
had a
once I
couple
add
of
that,
people note like, hey, is it okay if I am a solo? Absolutely. One of the commands there is
yeah,
specifically solo. So
solo, right.
the idea is to type in the word, like, so if you go to the jammer dash registration channel, you can literally just type in the word register, and all your commands are at the top there. So you just kind of scroll through. You'll see a
Mm-hmm.
long list of other information that are highlighted. This is what's called the roster list. So that's everybody's like registration, their teams, if they're looking for a resource, if they're looking for a group, that all show up there. And what happens, or is what is intending to happen as we start to go through this, Jamio will delete the messages that and the commands that have already been used, right? So it might be going through 5 different people might be trying to register, so Jamio is going to work on each one of those individually. And once they're done, Jamia will delete it. So all you should see is the roster of other people's teams and their registration status, as well as they're looking for resources. And if you need to do any other information, the goal is that Jamio will be self-supporting, right? So you just need to go through the commands at the top, find one that you find useful, and just use that as a way to kind of move through. So if you could scroll to the top, Tom, real quick.
Yeah.
Um, you'll notice that register is up there. You can also deregister if you need to. There's the solo command with a bit of a description under the team commands. There's the create, which is how you create a team. There is closed and open, so by default, teams are open. Anybody can join them, but if you want only your specific teams to be showcased, if you have specific folks, you can invite them and then close the group. You can join and leave other teams using the join and leave command. There's the rename,
Yeah, you
so
can
if you want to
multiple
rename a team
teams.
name, it's a great way to do that. The ones that we're still working on currently, I think color works for your team color, but
Yeah,
icon and
color's
link
been working.
product are coming. So
Hmm.
just keep in mind that those last two, item and link product, are coming soon. We have looking for jammers, so if you're looking for someone specific, say if you need an artist or a programmer, you can type in there and you can give a specific like line of text. And then looking for a group is if you are a jammer looking for a team or a group to work with. So yeah, so that's the basics of that. We will work to grow on that. Right now we're working on a skill set as well. Currently, we're testing that, but you could go to, there's a channel called, okay, I don't have it here, but it should
I
be
got it. It's
Jam
jam role
Role
assignments.
Assignments. Yes, and you can assign yourself a technical, creative, or producer role. So technical is like a programmer or like a technical problem solver. Creative, 2D, 3D art, musician, audio, writer. And then producer is more like a game designer or anybody else that doesn't fit in the other two categories. A team lead, a brainstormer. So feel free to click on any of those emojis at the bottom there at that message, and it'll automatically assign you that role. And you'll see in my name there, I've got a green, like little creative, like I don't know, wing icon next to my name. That notates that I have a creative role. So you do get one. And the reason why we're doing that is because what we want to do is understand what everybody's most specific role is. Not saying that you couldn't share multiple different roles or multiple different skill sets, excuse me. But what we want to do is eventually, if you say you come to the jam and you already have a team and you want to, use that team to form like a group or whatever, that's fine. You can do that. You can make your own team. You're good to go. If you're coming here and you're like, hey, I don't have a team, we're going to help you tonight to form those. But what would really help us out is if we understand which roles you have. So feel free to assign yourself those roles so we know who you
Right.
are. And our goal is to make sure each team usually has these three roles. Because if you have these three roles,
Yeah.
you got a fairly well-rounded team. We would also suggest that if you do have a team, not that you have to abide by this, but if you have a team, a group, if you're a soloist, it's a different story. But if you have a team or a group, try not to do more than about 7 folks. Only because like anything more than that, give or take, is a lot to manage. But if you want that, if you want a 20-person team over these 9 days, you're more than welcome to do that. So totally up to you, but that's just kind of our suggestion. If you have a chance,
Yeah.
definitely let us know if you have any questions. We're here to help. Ralph
Right.
asks,
And oh, go ahead.
sorry, real quick. Ralph asks, can the command messages be pinned in that channel for easier access? Yes. Would that work, Tom, or is Jamio gonna
Yeah,
keep?
that's not a big deal.
Okay.
If people just don't want to be scrolling up,
Yeah.
that's fine. I can
But
pin that.
something else to note is if you guys have other
Well, actually, never
questions.
mind. I would have to change it so that all the commands show up on the same message because right now
Oh, they're
each
separate messages.
command is a
Okay.
separate message, right?
Yeah.
I can do that, but yeah, right now just scroll to the top. It's kind of annoying, but
But
you
that
can
that
also
is
say help.
a that is a
You
good
can also
note.
say
Mm,
you can also say help, which
oh, that's
it
true. Yeah, if you
looks
type in help, it
yeah.
can give you the commands as well. That's usually how I test to see if Jamie is listening to me. Not everybody's gonna type help. Um, cool. We also have a. Sorry, I'm like screaming in my mic. We
Yeah,
have
after
a.
Jamie turned back on and we just suddenly got a flood of people trying to use it,
Oh,
which is
okay.
great,
No, that's a
which
good
is
thing.
awesome. Yeah,
We
yeah.
we also have, if you go up to the Jammer Space category, there's a Jam README channel. And
Right.
that's where I'm constantly, putting in information. So if you wanted to click on that real quick, it's got information to all our specific 2023 Game Jam information. So if you want, we could probably put the commands in here because that might be a good way to kind of, keep those in there in a different way. But essentially, this gives you information about when the video streams are, where our schedules are, where our how to register, what our theme is, which we're going to talk about here in just a couple minutes, how to pin messages. We're actually using a different bot for that for specific reasons, but now you should be able to pin based on the pin emoji. So if you have a pin you want to do that with, feel free to use the pin emoji to pin messages, and all kinds of good stuff. We also have the Jam resources channel. We're posting in some in there. I'll show you that here in just a sec. But if you have other resources, say if you found this really cool like sprite sheet tool or something like that, you want to post it for people to see, feel free to post in that channel. Um,
Hey, guess what, Wes?
what's that?
My skill roll thing worked first try.
Oh, hey! That's awesome.
That's Jamio
Congratulations.
for you. It's either gonna work first try or it's gonna be hours and hours of me crying and rebooting
Yeah.
it.
Well, and we're going to be working on these as we go too. So there might be things we might change
Yeah.
as we go. Please let us know. We're
So
here to make this process as
yeah,
supportive for your needs as we can, and very excited to be able to use this with all you.
just
Um,
just right away I can amend something you said earlier about the jam roll assignments. So um, the when you select these, only one will act. So it'll use the fancy icon for only one of them. And I think it just prioritizes the one on the ones on the left just arbitrarily. But now that Jamio is recognizing it, Jamio will recognize all three, any combination. So
yes, that
so
is a big feature for Discord is that we're using Nitro to showcase an icon, but Jamio now is able to showcase any roles. So if you have all three roles, we'll be
you'll
sending
have
out
all three.
instructions for that soon.
You're gonna get an emoji in your name, and it'll just be at the front of your name. You can change your name to move the emoji around,
Yep.
um, and and Jamio will leave it alone. So you can stylize it. But while you're an active jammer with a role, we're gonna have these emojis in your name, just so other people can like get a really quick sense of what your skill sets are, and
Yeah.
we'll also use them for random team shuffling and
And
all that fun stuff.
how do they assign the roles, Tom? Is it through this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the
Okay.
same. It's pointed at this. So if you pick one of these,
Okay.
like it won't work for me because I'm the server owner and Jamio is not
Right.
allowed to rename me, but it will give me the role. And and then every time somebody presses this, Jamio will like check and update that. So you should see it pop up on you like fairly soon after you press it. May not be instant, but
Cool. Looks like
um,
Natasha, you don't see icons in your Discord. Let us know. There might be some specific things on your end, so definitely ping us.
uh, this is also new, so if you pressed the well, I got Jamio to like basically retroactively check this and try to update it, but you can always like come back and like turn it off and turn it back on like the skill roll, and it should get you going if you do that. So just to toggle it a little, assuming that Jamio's not crashed or something, which definitely is possible. Let me see. No, it's still going. It just gets sometimes can get a little hairy when a bunch of people are chatting at once, but since it highlights the one that's for you, it it only looks chaotic. You know, it looks less chaotic when Jamio is addressing you and it highlights the message. So multiple people can hold conversations at once. They might have to scroll around a little if it's especially busy. And I'll be updating over time, updating the command messages to be take up less space and be more informative and stuff. So
So I would
that
say
will.
to help, let's just see if we can start to wrap this up. So the main things that you should do when you enter in Discord, because Discord is going to be our primary way of like us helping you, but also helping with communications and just kind of guiding you throughout the event, is
Hold
to
on. I just saw Jay. There is currently a bug that I will hopefully fix soon, where if it's asking you for the full name of the team, it's actually lying to you. And if you type the full name, there's a search bug basically, and it's looking for your team, but for some reason, if you type the entire name, it won't come back with anything, and it'll just ask you to keep specifying full team name. So just stick like a small piece of your team name,
that's
and that's a.
true.
I'm gonna actually
Yeah,
flag that
that's something
because
that's actually
that is a lie. It
that's
is lying
actually
to the people,
that's actually a nice specific thing. I guess you're seeing the code live. Um,
right?
So the cool thing is when it asks you for things like what is your team name, you don't have to type in the whole thing. You can type in a part of it.
In fact, yeah. In fact, you shouldn't type in the whole thing right now because
Yeah,
it's
that
bugged.
that's part of the bug thing is you shouldn't type in the whole thing because if you do, it doesn't understand. It's actually trying to find the shorthand. So definitely if you got like the first name of your team name, definitely type that out and it should find it. Even if there's other names that are similar to that, it'll give you a list of which one is yours, and you type in the number of the team name that you specifically want, and it will assign that team when you're trying to do something like, join the team or change the name or whatever. So, yeah, be lazy. Yeah, be lazy. Basically, type less. Exactly. Cool. So let's go through the shorthand because I want to make sure we have enough time to go through our keynote tonight. We'll guide you through this process, but the main thing to first, when you first jump in, is go to the Jam registration um, channel. Type in register if you haven't already, so you're a registered jammer. And then if you know what team you want to be on, and you can look at the
Hmm.
roster list, and you say, hey, I want to be an OKish or administ, Moonlighters, or whatever, then you can, obviously talk to those names are in existence, so you can speak to them if you want to. You can direct message them, or you can talk to them in the Jammer public channel. Um, and you can type in join, and join will ask you what team name. You'll type in the first word of the team, which is probably the shorthand one is the best, and then you'll join them. And that's kind of where you guys can start to brainstorm. Each one of these teams will have a category of a uh, text channel, which is where you can type and upload anything. So if you want to upload your images or your text or artwork or whatever, we actually encourage it. We would love to kind of share your work if you guys are interested. We'll ask you first. As you guys progressed, we'd love to kind of just showcase what you're working on. But obviously, if you don't want to show anything, you're more than welcome not to. Again, you can always close your channel just by typing in the close command. And then again, we won't share anything without your permission. All this stuff is owned by you. All of it is, just like what you normally do in most game jams is, your creative license are owned by you guys. So, but we just want to show you case your progress if you allow us to, and we'd be happy to do that. Um, and then you also have a voice channel, so if you guys need to do like meetings or just kind of talk throughout the day or the week, feel free to do so. And that's kind of something else to note too, is that this is a casual jam, so you could start today, you could start next Wednesday, you could start the very last day. As long as you submit by June 11th in the day, Eastern Standard Time, you're good to go. So that's what we mean by a very casual jam. If you want to be a soloist and you want to start, next week, you can. But we're here. We're going to be here throughout the day. We just kind of work at home, so like we'll be checking in with you guys. This is going to be our primary thing this week and next week, and we're going to be here for you. So any way we can help you, please let us know. Again, we're going to be helping you through Jamio. We're going to be helping you through resources. We're going to have game developer professionals come in and judge your or not judge, but like give you feedback, and then June 12th through the 15th is when you all can rate your games with each other on Itch.io, as well as our game developer professionals are going to be coming in to kind of give you feedback as well as rate your games along with you. So some of you are like, oh, I'm really nervous about this. Like, nah, don't be nervous. It doesn't really matter. The one reason why we do that is mainly just we will nominate a game best in show. So we will take that game, showcase it at GDEX on Saturday, June 24th, as just kind of a fun thing, and it's really to help promote and showcase you guys, right? It's a great way to get a publication notice. So if you have like a resume and you want to say, hey, I was best in show at GDEX 2023, this is an opportunity for that. But otherwise, this is not a competition. This is not like anything you should feel nervous about. The big thing, have fun, be casual, have a good time. But also, you can, if you want to take advantage of it, you're more than welcome to take advantage of our game development professionals that will give you feedback, as well as our judging sessions, which will work to get their feedback too, and send them back to your team if we can, and just give you like a really good, high quality game jam. So that's our goal. There's a lot. So, all right. So let's go ahead and let me showcase a couple more things, and then we'll do the keynote, and then we'll do the theme. So let me go ahead and switch back over to my screen. So we went over the Discord, we went over the itch.io, the website, Jamio, which if you're interested, that's jamio.xyz. So if you ever want to test that out, we have a community version for up to 20 users. If you want to do more, we're still testing it out, but there are other ones as well. But definitely, if you want to try it out on your server and you like it, try it. I mean, you can do it for game jams, you can do it for hackathons, you can do it for team meetings. So try it out, let us know, and we're happy to help. We have ways to support that too. So definitely check that out. And then the other thing I wanted to show is the schedule. Let me see if I can, increase this a little bit. That's really small, huh? Okay. So we started at 6. After this, we're going to start group forming and I say media capture. We're not going to do that. But basically, we're going to start forming teams and groups. We're going to start gathering ideas and pitches. So Tom and I are going to be jumping into your guys' teams and channels and talking with you all after you form teams to just kind of get your brain starting, right? If you have questions, we're going to help you out and just kind of get some things going. You can start doing things like assigning tasks and project management roles. So if you're going in and you say, okay, I've got an idea, we want to start making sure that so and so who wants to do music or whatever has something to do. If someone's doing brainstorming, we're going to brainstorm for the next couple hours or whatever, and we'll help you through that process. So this is all the prototyping phase, all the way through Saturday, all the way through Sunday. And then on Sunday, we have our first prototyping peer review. So we have a couple people jumping in to our Discord channel to kind of help you out. So around probably 3 o'clock, we'll have some folks coming in. We'll give you specific time frames for all these folks coming in. And you can be there online. Essentially, we'll use the public channels in Discord to kind of start the talks. And then if you want to invite them to your teams, you can talk to them one-on-one, however you want to do it, but this is an opportunity for you to get feedback. So Sunday is going to be the first feedback for your prototyping, just to see how you're going. And then Monday starts production. So we'll start production Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Wednesday will be our second peer review. So we'll have more people coming in around 5 or 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for a couple hours. And then we'll keep going. So we'll keep going through Thursday. Again, you don't have to do this the entire time. If you're like, oh, I'm going to do it all 9 days, you don't have to. This is not like a marathon, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to. We just hope that these are time frames that kind of work for you all. We'll try to make as many available peer reviewers as possible. We have quite a few this year, so a lot of exciting stuff. Then we move on to week 2, which is still production on Friday. We have our last peer review on Friday. So that'll be Friday evening around 5 or 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then that's when Saturday we start finalizing things. So Friday, Saturday start finalizing things. Sunday definitely start finalizing. And we usually tell people to start uploading if you haven't already around 2 o'clock on Sunday Eastern Standard Time, just so you have enough time to upload, understand the process. You can upload whenever you want to, but definitely start to do that on Sunday, sometime midday. And then on Sunday at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so like the same time today, on a Sunday, June 11th, we're going to do a live stream of your game. So that might be an hour, that might be 2 hours, but we're going to try to go through as many games as possible. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's one of the most exciting parts of this jam. I'm really excited about to see what you all are making. And then you'll still have time after the stream to upload your game if you need to fix something. But at midnight on June 11th, Eastern Standard Time, that'll be when you need to upload your game. If you do have issues, let us know. There might be ways we can like sneak stuff in, but really you want to upload here, and that's because from June 12th through the 15th is when we're going to start rating your games. Okay, you will be able to rate your games as long as you upload to itch.io, and then we'll have peer judging as well on the side, giving feedback and doing some ratings of their own. Then we're going to take everything by the end of the day on June 15th, and we're going to take all that information and nominate a Best in Show on June 16th, Friday, and then we'll announce that on June 24th. Okay, so it might be a little bit time before you guys figure it out, but just note we'll advertise this everywhere. We'll advertise it on the Discord and all that good stuff. So should be a lot of fun. We're very excited about this. And the only last thing I wanted to showcase is that we have a resources page as well. So if you want to get some information, we've got, obviously Global Game Jam has some great resources. Ludum Dare is another great game jam that has some great resources. YouTube channels. Extra Credit is a great group of folks for people doing game development for the first time. They have a game dev series, Linux tutorials. There's all kinds of good stuff. So, but we'll help you throughout the way if you guys are looking for something specific. I've done several different game jams with our local communities, and we're happy to help. So, like, it is most likely I'd be able to kind of help you find something, or Tom will be able to help you find something, or your teammates might be able to help you find something. So we're here to help, and don't sweat it. You can make a digital game, you can make a mobile game, you can make a tabletop game, a card game. Itch.io consumes all that information. So if you want to do something pretty specific, as long as it's game related, you're more than welcome to. Let me double check. Oh, someone, yeah, recognizes the Game Jam tips, tricks and tricks. Yeah, that's great. Fever and the prescription is a theme. Yes, I know, it's coming. Just enough to identify. Yeah, first word. Yes. So first word of the team or the first 5 letters. Yeah, you can do a couple letters. You can do the first word of the team. It should recognize all of those, at least based on my testing. Yes. Hopefully the rest of the team. If you have more questions, I'm trying to go through these, but just if I don't answer your question, please do post, and I will be happy to note. But what I want to do before we get too far into it is I'm going to showcase the keynote, and then after that we'll do our theme reveal. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll shut up for a little bit. Hold on one moment. Let's see if I can. It was playing, and now it's not. Hold on. Give me one moment. Technical difficulties. There we go. Sorry about that.
Hello and welcome, Game Jammers. I'm Tim
me know if you
Cullings,
hear
Executive
Tim,
Director of Global
okay.
Game Jam and Seattle Indies. For a little bit about me, I've been in the industry since 2010. I've shipped multiple game titles, multiple VR headsets while I was working at Oculus, and I've been a part of IGDA Global Game Jam and Seattle Indies for most of the last decade. I also co-host an annual roundtable at GDC for indie community organizers, and I've run more game jams than I can honestly remember at this point. Global Game Jam is a nonprofit organization that runs the world's largest annual game jam around the end of January. In 2023, we had 40,000 participants at 800 sites in 108 countries all around the world. They all got together and created 7,600 games in 48 hours around the theme of roots, if you can believe all that. The number is quite staggering, even to me as the executive director and one of the main organizers. I'm sure many of you who are about to participate in this jam have heard of or taken part in Global Game Jam at some point. If you have, thank you very much. I hope you had a great time. And if you haven't heard of us, go to our website, globalgamejam.org, and learn more about our other events and when the next one will be happening in January of 2024. But we're not here to talk about Global Game Jam today, though. We're here to talk about this jam that you are about to participate in. You are about to spend a good chunk of your next week or so trying to make a game that, for the most part, isn't going to work the way you hoped or dreamed at the start of this jam. And honestly, that's a little weird, but game jams are supposed to be a little weird. So it's awesome that you're here and you're ready to take on this odd adventure together. Jams are also a very scaled down version of what it's like to make a commercial game. So enjoy it and make the best of the time that you have. The thing that I love most about game jams is that they can be anything you want them to be, really. You can push yourself harder than you ever have to make the best game possible in this short time that you have. Or you can just make it a chill experience and make something really small and short and polished and fun. It's really up to you. I don't recommend trying to burn yourself out this time during this jam to make some really cool game. But, it happens. People have a really good idea and they really want to make it and they're super creative and passionate. But just take care of yourself. It's totally up to you and your team how you spend this time. You can spend it learning a new skill. You could trying out some new technology, or you can use the time and creative energy from this jam to push through something you've been stuck on with an existing project, if that's allowed within the jam rules. Or you just don't have to submit it and you can just work on it on your own time. The possibilities are endless and really only limited by the time you have and your creativity. Whether this is your first jam, your fifth jam, your 10th, whatever, you're about to embark on an epic journey to create a game, create new friendships, new memories, and probably a bit of sleep deprivation. At the start of every jam, I do like to remind people to get some rest, eat well, stay hydrated, do all those things you need to do to make yourself comfortable and feel good and have a good time at this jam. And you should definitely do all those things. But honestly, let's be real. You're probably going to stay up too late, eat a lot of pizza, sugary snacks, fast food, chug your favorite caffeinated beverage so you can just fix that one annoying bug or get that cool feature into the game that you thought of at the last minute. It happens to all of us. It happens at all these jams. So don't be too hard on yourself if that's what happens here. You're going to spend the next few hours coming up with an amazing game idea, full of features, loads of levels, characters with complex backstories, the greatest graphics, soaring soundtrack, and then you're going to just scrap all that to get a janky pixelated dog that also might be a horse, but was supposed to be a centaur, fighting an alligator that looks like a hippo, but was also supposed to be a dragon. It won't be the best game ever, but it will be the best game you could have made during this jam. You'll be sad for what it might have been, but at the same time, you'll be happy you made something, and you'll remember all the creative ideas you came up with during the jam. A game jam isn't about what you make, it's about what you make it. Try new things, make mistakes, break your build, struggle with the source control like we all do. Expect the power in the internet to go out in the last 30 minutes before the jam submission deadline is due. That's going to happen to at least one of us here, you know it. Write a bunch of code that you're just never going to want to look at again. Optimize nothing. It's really all part of the jam experience. When it's over and you do get some real food and some rest, you're going to look back and laugh at everything that went haywire, and then you're going to remember the fun times we had with either with your team or by yourself, however you decide to approach this jam. Embrace those failures and learn from them, but also remember to celebrate your successes too. Just being here and being a part of this is a success, honestly. Success at a jam really comes in a lot of different forms. Maybe you make a game that wins an award. you solve some major technical issue for yourself or for someone else at the jam. You teach someone a new skill. You learn a new skill. You make some new friends. It all counts, and it's all great. Speaking of successes, there are some great success stories that have come out of game jams. These are amazing and inspiring tales of an idea that came together over a weekend and were the foundation for great commercial success, either for a game studio, a developer, a group of developers. Games like Celeste, Surgeon Simulator, Home Improvisation, many more, just to name a few. They all got their start at game jams and went on to be games that we all play and love still to this day. And while that could happen for you at this jam, it almost certainly won't be your story, and that's okay. The truth is that it's very unlikely that a jam game is going to be the best work of your career, but it might be a pathway to future work that you will look back on and be grateful for, really. Game jams are a great way to make new friends and connect with a community of people who are all coming together for the jam. Take the time to talk to those other jammers and learn about their process. Artists, programmers, animators, character artists, riggers, environment artists, testers, sound designers, composers, like even producers. All of us have a role to play in this strange and challenging process, and understanding how all of us work together is a key to making it work and will be a huge benefit in your future game making endeavors, whatever those might be. I hear countless stories from people all over the world of how they were struggling to find a way into the games industry, and then a friend brought them to a jam or told them about one, or they got a chance to work with some amazing people that they met at the jam, who later helped them get a job, and they formed a studio and sent them on their way to their career in games. And that's a thing that could happen for you here if you wanted to, honestly. My favorite stories are of the people who come to the game jams time after time, and I see their games get better. I keep seeing them get more and more involved with the whole process, with the community. They're more confident. They become team leaders, and eventually that leads them on to get work in the industry. So if you really are motivated to get a job, game jams are really a great way to start that, and you are in exactly the right place for that to happen. Like I said before, a game jam is what you make it. So why not make it something awesome for yourself? I can't guarantee that you're going to have a huge success. You're going to find someone that's going to get you a job at this jam, but being here is an opportunity for it to happen. So take advantage of the opportunity. Be open to the possibilities you've created for yourself just by being here, and have fun. There will certainly be some stressful moments while you're jamming, but the goal should be to have fun. And if you aren't having fun, then stop and ask yourself why. Be honest with yourself. Take a break if you need it. Go get some food, go for a walk, exercise, whatever you do for exercise, if you're able. Ask someone for help. Watch some videos on your favorite social media platforms. Share memes with your friends. Listen to some music, make some music, or even play a video game. Imagine that. Check in on your team and your fellow jammers too. If they're struggling and stressed, ask if you can help or what they need to feel better. Sometimes just asking somebody is really the door opening that they needed to start feeling better. And then listen and only offer advice and assistance when and if they ask for it. We're all experiencing this together, so be there and support one another in this process. Be present. Tend to your needs. The game will get done or it won't. Really, in the end, what matters is that you made the effort to be a part of this adventure, and hopefully had a great time in this process. If you have any issues during the jam, reach out to an organizer and ask for help. They're here. They are there to make sure everyone is having a good time and being good to each other. Just know that they're also going to be very busy during the jam and won't be able to pay individual attention to all of you all at once. It's not you. They're just busy trying to make sure that everything's going smooth and everybody's having fun. So if you do have a problem, just bringing the issues to their attention immediately. It's going to help make it a better experience for everyone involved, yourself included. And then thank the organizers and any volunteers who helped with this jam. From one organizer to another, I say thank you to all of you already for getting it this far. Organizing a jam, I know, takes a ton of work, a ton of effort. So make sure that all of you out there thank everyone involved in making this such a great event. Good luck and go make games, or don't. But do have fun, and thanks again to the amazing organizers for putting this together. Thanks to all of you for taking the time to participate in the jam. I hope you have a wonderful time. My name again is Tim Cullings, Executive Director of Global Game Jam. Go make some awesome stuff.
Right. So I think, thank you, Tim, for your kind notes and words of wisdom. So I think without further ado, Tom and I are going to reveal this year's theme. So let's go ahead and do a drum roll.
Can't, because Discord crisp is
No,
filtering.
I got a drum roll.
Oh, okay.
Let me do this. Oh, I picked the wrong one. Haha.
I tried.
Yeah, I think you were trying to do it last year. So this year theme is outdoor.
No, it's
Oh,
singular.
it didn't work. Or outdoors. Yeah, outdoor or outdoors, whichever.
I think it's more interesting singular because
Yeah,
that
I
just
didn't.
it's less common.
Oh, it's so anticlimactic. There's no drum roll.
You can make
Oh,
a game about the outdoor, like
there we go. Here. That's the drum roll I was looking for. So sorry.
ooh,
It was all working before. There we go. That's it. There's your drum roll. All right. Thanks, everybody. This is our theme this year. So you may have noticed our promo from Katie Hamill, one of our artists at Various Games. Our lead artist made this beautiful background for you guys. So this year is outdoors because we're getting outdoors. It's summertime. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely use that as you want to. I'll switch back to us. Use outdoor or outdoors as you like. This is for your interpretation. If you want outdoor to be an acronym, if you want to make it, a racing game, if you want to make it about the obstacles of the outdoors, if you wanted to make about, something like Firewatch, where it's all about, being out, in the wilderness, or if you want it just to be about like what's a game about staying outside or staying outdoors, or maybe it's outdoor, like an outer door of some kind. So however you want to interpret it, I'll leave that up to you guys. Just use it in a creative way. And just a note, like when we are doing ratings, the theme will be part of one of the things you'll be looking to rate. The other ones are functionality, aesthetic. Um, it will be on design and on basically playability. So think of the different things. Again, it's not a competition, but if you want to think ahead, those are the things that we'll show. And yeah, just use it outdoors as you'd like. Have a lot of fun with it. And without further ado, I think the stream has been long enough. So what we'll go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and jump back into Discord. We've been with you guys all afternoon, all morning. Very excited. I mean, there's some folks from all around the world, and we're very excited to see what everybody's working on locally and externally. So I'm going to go ahead and do another post to our Discord just so that people can join us. And we'll meet you there. So we're going to jump into the well, which channel should we go into, Tom? Let me see.
I don't know.
Maybe
I'm waist deep
voice
in bugs.
channel. Yeah, we'll jump into the Jammer voice channel. Does that sound good?
Cool. Sounds good to me.
And so we'll start there. And yeah, I think that'll
We'll
probably be a good place.
allow the completely allow everybody to petition us and offer their grievances.
Right.
We'll get through them.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're gonna help each other out, and just kind of stick with us for a little bit. Our goal is to kind of like sign off on folks to get their team started, and then once we get everybody on a team that wants to be on a team or a solo or whatever, we'll go in and start to go in each other's teams and kind of help each other like with their next steps. So yeah. So bear with us, but we're gonna move into that next phase. and very excited to work with you all. So without further ado, let me make sure there's not any other last-minute questions before we sign off. Game about finding the exit. Yes, time to design a board game to be played outdoors. Yes, I want more games to be played outdoors. Exactly. The sun, it burns. Great. I already love the conversations. It's like 95 degrees outside. Yeah, I think it was like a heat level, like air conditioned level of like 108 here today. I'm like, holy cow. Like, man, it's really hot here in Ohio. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. So without further ado, we'll wrap up for today. And thank you so much for joining our stream. Tom and I, and the whole GDEX team are very excited to see what you make. We're going to help you along the way, so please be patient with us. We're going to do everything we can to make this experience the best experience possible. And if nothing else, we'll see you guys soon. And have a great rest of your evening. So talk to you soon. We'll see you in the Discord. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.